India is facing a critical shortage of raw materials necessary to make vaccines, and officials there are urging the U.S. to lift the U.S. embargo of exporting those raw materials. My colleagues in India are reporting today that the Biden administration recently told India that its request was being considered and will be acted, in quotes, at the earliest. Could you provide some more details on that, maybe some timeline?
We are, of course, working with WTO members on a global response to COVID. That includes a number of components, whether it's $4 billion committed to COVAX or discussions about how we can aid and assist countries that need help the most. But our focus is on determining the most effective steps that will help get the pandemic under control. We don't have anything further in terms of next steps or a timeline, but we are considering a range of options.
US President Joe Biden invoked the Defense Production Act in February to ensure enough manufacturing of the COVID-19 vaccine made by Johnson & Johnson. The act has curbed the export of raw materials critical for vaccine production. The issue received global attention in recent days after Serum Institute of India CEO Adar Poonawalla took to Twitter urging Biden to lift the embargo to ramp up production of Covishield and Covovax, the COVID-19 vaccines it is making in India. US Defense Production Act empowers its president to order domestic businesses and corporations to prioritize federal contracts in national emergencies. This decision to ensure that companies on American soil divert their resources to meet the demands of the US population effectively blocks them from meeting export commitments. There is no comprehensive list of all the raw materials that cannot be exported from the country as a result of invoking the act. However, based on previous statements from the Biden administration and vaccine company executives, the raw materials impacted will include bioreactor bags, filters, and cell culture media, which are relevant to most vaccines. The US restrictions are expected to hit the output of major suppliers for the world. Poonawalla has reportedly said the restrictions have halved the number of doses of Covovax that SII can stockpile. The US Act seems to be impacting the ability of other Indian companies to make their COVID-19 vaccines. Dr. Krishna Ella, the chairman of Bharat Biotech that makes Covaxin, said that the restrictions by the US on some of the materials have impacted supply logistics. While some experts have said some capacity for specific input materials exists in other countries as well, the US does have the major contribution. US companies are major suppliers for plastics and the bulk of the reagents used in any laboratory. The sterile filters used for purification of the protein are majorly supplied by companies like New York headquartered Paul Life Sciences. Finding alternatives is difficult. Several components flagged by SII and Bharat Biotech have also been reported as areas of concern by other manufacturers around the world, according to International Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Body. Vaccine makers have increasingly relied on third parties for the timely supply of goods like raw materials and equipment. AstraZeneca, in its annual report, said that many of these goods are difficult to substitute in a timely manner or at all.